Hello everyone! Maligayang pagbabalik po sa bahay ni Teacher Racky. Ayan, welcome back sa lahat ng ating mga suking subscribers na napaka-supportive at napakasipag manood ng ating mga videos. Para sa mga bago pa lang po nakarating sa bahay ni Teacher Racky, welcome po kayong lahat dito at ang aking hiling ay sana makatulong po sa inyo ang ating video para sa inyong pagbuo ng ating RPMS for this school year. So welcome to our RPMS serye 2023. Sana po ay magustuhan niyo ang video na to. Don't forget to hit that like button kung nagustuhan niyo po ang video at may napulot kayong kaalaman sa video na to. Huwag niyo na din pong kalimutang mag-subscribe kung di pa kayo nakaka-subscribe and hit that notification bell para lagi kayo updated sa mga darating pa nating mga videos. Bibilisan ko na po ito ating video kasi medyo mahaba. And this is our last video for the RPMS tool for the highly proficient teachers for this school year. Siyempre, umpisahan natin ang ating video sa pamamagitan ng ating mga pa-shoutout. So, ang shoutout po natin yung ating mga comments from our last uploaded video. Ano po? Umpisahan ko na sa lahat po ng mga nagsabi ng hello po, hi po. Ayan, si Ma'am Zen Villanueva, si Ma'am Jamie Estuista, si Sir Aggie Esteban, and ang mga nagsabi po ng thank you po, Teacher Racky, si Ma'am Josephine Clarin, si Ma'am Evelyn Castro, si Ma'am Jocelyn Paras, si Ma'am Maria Melinda Bareja, si Ma'am Raima Dayot, si Ma'am Juvelin Piscos, si Ma'am Maika Ranoco, at si Ma'am Rebecca Mesias. Thank you din po sa inyong lahat. And then we also have a comment from Sir Jose Brasil Vencito. What I mean, malapit na po tayong natapos. Ito na, sir. Ito na po ang last video for our RPMS tool for highly proficient teachers. We also have from Ma'am Lani Humayaw. Salamat, Teacher Racky. Inaabangan ko na talaga. God bless. Thank you po. From Ma'am Marlene Batistil. Hello, Ma'am. Hi, ang sarap ng feeling ng ma-shoutout. Hehe. Thank you again, Ma'am, for the enlightenment of the RPMS for highly proficient teacher. Ingat po kayo, Ma'am. God bless. Thank you so much, Ma'am. At eto, na-shoutout ka na naman. From Ma'am Neri Bulyo. Teacher Racky, paano po ako makapanood ng Objective 6 at 7? Wala po sa YouTube. Please naman po, thanks. Hindi po yan mawawala, Ma'am. I'm sure nakita mo na yan by this time. Thank you po. From Ma'am Gina Umipon, maraming salamat po, Teacher Racky, sa napakalinaw na paliwanag. Mabuhay po kayo. Maraming salamat po. From Ma'am Delilah Kabahog, hello, Teacher Racky. Good afternoon. Excited to listen to your video. Thank you. Maraming salamat po. From Ma'am Irene Gomera, I had been your silent viewer. Sana po masendan mo ako ng mga copies ng tools na to. Ma'am, you only have to request. Panoorin nyo lang pong ating mga videos. Tapusin mo tong video na to. Sasabihin ko mamaya yung uulitin ko uli yung steps on how to request for free templates. We also have from Ma'am Cecil Organo. Hi, Teacher Racky. Salamat po lagi sa pag-share ng inyong kaalaman. Nawa po ay hindi kayo magsawa. Pinapanood ko po lahat ng video nyo. Pag hindi ko po natatapos ay see to it na na-download. Wow, napaka-supportive ni Ma'am Cecil. Maraming salamat po. Pero mas gusto ko sana kung pinapanood yun sa YouTube para nadadagdagan yung ating views. Salamat po. From Ma'am Eufemia Dolores, buenas noches, Teacher Racky. Nakompleto ko ng panoorin ang mga videos na na-miss ko. Pareho tayong naging busy-busyhan. Salamat at ingat lagi. Ganyan po talaga tayo, busy-busyhan. From Ma'am Jennifer Gamad, God bless, Ma'am Racky. Thank you so much po. From Ma'am Sir Giovanni Somoza, sorry, hindi ko po ito mababasa. Basta masaya siya and full of love. From Ma'am Leia Gomela, hello, Teacher Racky, salamat, very timely po ito. Please pa-share po ng SAT sa Master Teacher, salamat po. Eto na, andito na to sa objective number 14, Ma'am, abangan mo po. From Ma'am Betsaida Requies, good eve, Teacher Racky, always watching your videos, very informative, big thanks, you're welcome po. From Ma'am Laurie, thank you for sharing your expertise, God bless po. From Ma'am Janet Tamor, hello po from Summer Division po. Ma'am, pwede po ba makashare ng PMCF samples, LAC plan sample, and minutes soft copy po? Lahat po yan sinishare ko, Ma'am. Sana po ay nakita nyo na kung paano mag-request ng template. From Ma'am Lilibeth Tabura, hello po, thank you, Teacher Racky. Very informative. Just keep going. Thank you so much, Ma'am. From Ma'am Grace Irene Rebuya. Thanks, Teacher Racky. Sorry, medyo delay mga comments ko. Na busy po at tong CO kasi. Oo nga. Okay po. Okay lang yun, ma'am. From Ma'am Daisy Caballero, hi ma'am, pwede po maka-avail ng soft copy po. God bless po, salamat po. Pwede po, sinishare ko po yan lahat. From Ma'am Wilma Tibre, hello, pinapanood ko po ang video. Thank you for sharing. You're welcome po. From Ma'am Ophelia Cortez, good morning Ma'am Racky. Hello po. From Teacher Nurse, thank you po Teacher Racky. Very informative po lahat ng video nyo. God bless po. Thank you po. From Naya, thank you sa shout out Teacher Racky. Thank you. More videos pa, big help sa amin. God bless. Ito po ay kapatid ko na ginagamit ang account ng kanyang anak. So, I'll take this opportunity na din po na batiin ang aking mga pamangkin. Ito po mga anak nito, pag namimiss ako, pinapanood yung mga videos ko sa YouTube. Nakatutok silang tatlo. Akala mo naman naiintindihan nila ang RPMS serye. Pinapanood lang po nila ako. Gusto lang nila ako makita. Kaya babatiin ko na sila dito. Hello, Jessra! Hello, Naya! Hello, Ate Jed! Be good, girls! Wait for Tita Rax to come home! Hi! Okay. So, from Ma'am Cook, Ma'am, good day po. Thank you po for sharing. Last year pa po ako na-follow sa YouTube nyo at talaga pong napagkunan ko ang mga binahagi nyo. More power po. God bless. Maraming salamat po. From Ma'am Glenda Peria, Ma'am, pa-share po. Yes po, Ma'am. Sinishare ko po yan lahat. From Kablag Channel, thanks po sa knowledge. Ayan po ang kabuuan ng ating pa-shoutout for this objective or for this video. So, we'll go straight to our video for today. And this is all about objective 13, 14, and 15 of the RPMS tool for highly proficient teachers. So let us discuss more about the RPMS tool for Master Teacher 1 to 4 or the highly proficient teachers for school year 2022 to 2023. Katulad po ng sinabi natin before, ang Master Teachers po has the same 15 objectives sa kanilang RPMS tool. 6 of which ay na-discuss na natin before. These are the classroom observable indicators. So, meron po silang 6 na classroom observable indicators. We also have discussed some of the non-classroom observable indicators, yung objective 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Therefore, for this video, we are going to discuss the 3 remaining non-classroom observable indicators for highly proficient teachers. We're going to start with objective number 13, manifested a learner-centered teaching philosophy in various aspects of practice and support colleagues in enhancing their own learner-centered teaching philosophy. For this objective, the means of verification is a reflection or journal entry. Kailangan po natin gumawa ng reflection or journal entry in the following documents that highlights the manifestation of learner-centered teaching philosophy in any of the following. So, nag-manifest po ba ang ating learner-centered teaching philosophy during our performance monitoring and coaching form? Or we can also attach sample lesson plan of a colleague with annotations about enhancing their learning-centered teaching philosophy kasi na-assist natin sila. And then number 3, minutes of LAC sessions about enhancing teachers' learner-centered teaching philosophy through lesson planning. So, nagkaroon tayo ng LAC session with regards to lesson planning, tapos embed natin sa LAC session na yon on how the teachers can apply their personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered in their lesson plan. Another one is an approved LAC plan. Nagsagawa tayo ng plano of conducting series of LAC sessions and it has been approved. Number 5, lesson plan exemplar used during a learning action cell session. So, nagkaroon tayo ng LAC session, tapos nagbigay tayo ng example na lesson exemplar na ipinaliwanag natin sa ating mga teachers during the LAC session and how we make use of our personal teaching philosophy according to this lesson exemplar. So for this objective, we will be weighted as to the quality and timeliness of our attached MOVs. So para sa timeliness, Makakakuha tayo ng outstanding or 5 if we apply the personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered across 4 quarters. So, meron tayong isinagawang any of these activities 1 to 5, tapos linagyan natin ng reflection journal entry for each quarter. So, 4 na quarter po yan. We'll get 4 points kung sa 3 quarter lang tayo nakapaggawa niyan. 3 points kung sa 2 quarter lang, and 2 points kung sa 1 quarter lang, and 1 point kung wala tayong nagawa. Now, for the quality, we can get outstanding if we submitted MOB that details the consistent involvement of learners in the teaching-learning process resulting from the application of a personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. Paano natin ito ma-achieve? Paano natin ito ma-prove? Kailangan dun sa reflection journal entry natin, maidetalye natin the consistent involvement that we involve, that learners are always consistently involved in the teaching-learning process as a result of the application of a personal philosophy of teaching. Now, we will get 4 points if we submitted MOV, this reflection or journal entry, that only reflects, nagpapakita lang kung paano na pwedeng ma-involve ang learners sa teaching and learning process as a result of the application of a learner-centered teaching philosophy. Pero hindi natin na-detalye na talagang we consistently involve the learners. We will get 3 points if we have submitted MOB that shows the application. Yung reflection journal entry natin ay nagpakita lang kung paano in-apply yung personal philosophy of teaching that is learner-centered. So that's only 3 points. Ng involvement ng learners in the teaching and learning process. Then we will get 2 points if we submitted MOV that only indicates a personal philosophy of teaching that is not learner-centered. Naglagay tayo ng personal philosophy of teaching on our reflection or journal entry pero hindi siya learner-centered. And 1 point kung wala tayong naisagawang naipasa na any attachment. So for this objective, what do we need to do? We need to conduct LAC session, meetings, or any collegial discussion regarding this objective across 4 quarters. So dapat makapagplano tayo at makapagsagawa ng mga LAC sessions or any collegial discussion that discusses this objective every quarter, sa 4 na quarter, para meron tayong magawa ng reflection or journal entry. Another one, we need to create a LAC plan for this activity and have it approved. Siyempre, nagplano tayo ng LAC session and all this collegial discussion. Dapat na ilagay natin yan sa LAC plan at na-approve natin. We also have to write down minutes of each session. We have to make sure na on every collegial discussion, meron tayong minutes of the meeting kasi kailangan natin yan as attachment. We also have to craft out a performance monitoring coaching form or PMCF for every coaching and mentoring we do. So pagkatapos ng collegial discussion, we do coaching and mentoring with our teachers, magawa tayo ng PMCF kasi gagamitin natin yan. Another one, we make use of a lesson exemplar for the discussion of this objective. So during the collegial discussion, 4 yan eh. Pwede tayong gumamit ng lesson exemplar. Ang lesson exemplar naman, we all have lesson exemplar for every subject that we handle. So, pwede natin gamitin tong lesson exemplar na to para i-discuss kung paano natin maia-apply yung learner-centered teaching philosophy in lesson planning. Next one, we also have to require the teacher participants to submit lesson plans with annotations highlighting how they enhance their learner-centered teaching philosophy. So after the collegial discussion, siyempre meron tayong workshop, magkakandak tayo ng workshop to see and evaluate how much the teachers have learned from this discussion. And for the workshop, we can require the teacher participants to submit a sample lesson plan kung saan nila maipapakita yung kanilang personal teaching philosophy that is learner-centered. At dapat yung lesson plan na to comes with an annotation highlighting kung paano nila na-enhance ang kanilang teaching practice through the use of their personal teaching philosophy. And of course, we need to have a reflection or journal entry for each activities. So for this objective, ito yung ating mga sample attachment. For the first quarter, of course, diyan natin ilalagay yung approved LAC plan. Siyempre, sa first quarter tayo magkakandak ng planning for this LAC session. So may approved LAC plan tayo diyan, tapos sasabayan natin yan ng reflection journal entry. So dito sa reflection journal entry natin, kailangan may paliwanag natin kung bakit tayo magkakandak nitong LAC session na to, para saan tong LAC plan na to, and how this could help teachers to enhance their teaching practice through the use or application of the teaching of the learner-centered philosophy of teaching. Hindi ko nababasahin yung buong reflection journal entry. Kung gusto nyo, pwede nyo i-post tong video na to, and then you can read that. Pwede nyo din yung i-zoom. Or, you can request for a copy of this template sa ating Facebook page. Next one is for the second quarter, nag-attach ako ng minutes of LAC session about enhancing teachers' learner-centered philosophy through lesson planning. So, syempre, nag-LAC plan kayo. So, meron kayong mga collegial discussion. Ang inyong naging collegial discussion ng second quarter, ginawan mo ng minutes of the meeting. Attachment mo na po yun, yung minutes of the meeting. You just have to make sure that indicates how teachers enhance their teaching practice through the application of a learner-centered philosophy in teaching. So, meron ulit tayo dyang reflection and journal entry. And for the third quarter, after the collegial discussion, you conducted coaching and mentoring to your ratees or to your other teachers. Maggawa tayo ng PMCF. Ilagay natin sa PMCF yan. And another reflection journal entry. Importante po that we make sure dun sa ating reflection or journal entry ay ma-detail natin. We have to make sure that we detail the consistent involvement of learners in that teaching learning process as a result of an application of a teacher teaching philosophy that is learner-centered. Maidetalye natin. Kasi yung po ang pagbabasihan ng rating natin sa quality. Kung paano natin dinetalye sa reflection journal entry yung consistent involvement of learners in the teaching process resulting from the application of a personal philosophy in teaching that is learner-centered. Now, for the fourth quarter, I attach a sample lesson plan of a colleague with annotation about enhancing their learner-centered philosophy. So, one of the colleagues, kinuha ko yung kanilang sample lesson plan kung saan nag-i-indicate ng paano nila ginamit yung kanilang personal philosophy of teaching in their lesson plan. And also, it should come with an annotation kung paano nila nasigurado or sinigurado the consistent involvement of learners in the teaching process, teaching learning process. Tapos lalagyan ulit natin yan ng ating reflection journal entry. So, yung lesson plan at yung annotation with regards to the lesson plan will come from our colleague, from the teacher that we mentor, that we coach, yung tinulungan natin, yung in-assist natin na teachers, sa kanila manggagaling yung lesson plan and the annotation. And then we'll add a reflection journal entry kung saan pinapaliwanag natin kung paano natin natulungan si teacher with regards to their personal philosophy of teaching at kung paano ito kailangang maidetalye natin kung paano natin natulungan si teacher na i-involve si learner consistently sa teaching learning process through the application of their personal philosophy of teaching. That's it for our attachment for objective number 13. So, with the IPCRF rating computation, makakakuha tayo ng 5 points sa quality if we were able to attach an MOV that details the consistent involvement of learners in the teaching learning process as a result of the application of a personal teaching philosophy that is learner-centered. At ang aking naging attachment, kaya ako nakakuha ng 5, is the sample lesson plan of a colleague kung saan linagyan niya na annotation na nagdidetalye kung paano consistently nakasama in-involve ang learners sa teaching learning process as a result of their personal teaching philosophy. So I got 5 points on that. And for the timeliness, dahil nakapag-attach ako ng 4 na MOVs for each quarter, 1 for each quarter, that gives me 5 points for the timeliness. Now let's go to objective number 14, reflected on the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers to plan personal professional development goals and assist colleagues in planning and achieving their own goals. So nakapag-reflect tayo sa PPST and to plan for our personal and professional development goals. At the same time, natulungan din natin ang ating colleagues in planning and achieving their own goals. So for this objective, ang ating MOVs, we have the certification from the ICT coordinator, school head, or focal person in charge of ESAT. So kung tayo ay nakapag-accomplish niya ng ESAT, ipapakita natin kay ICT coordinator or kay school head or kung sino man ang focal person in charge of ESAT para mabigyan tayo ng certification, and that will be our attachment. Another one is the IPCRF development plan. During the RPMS cycle, sa phase 2 pa lang gumagawa na tayo ng IPCRF development plan based on the result of our accomplishment ng ESAT. So galing sa ESAT, kailangang makapaggawa tayo ng development plan. And then number 3, performance monitoring and coaching form. That is related to number 4, the mid-year review form. Kasi sa nagkakandak tayo during phase 2 of the RPMS cycle, the mid-year review with our ratees. So, nire-review natin in the middle of the school year yung kanilang progress with the portfolio accomplishment. So, nung mag-review tayo with our ratees, pwede natin gawan yun ng PMCF, ng Performance Monitoring and Coaching for, because we did monitoring and coaching during the mid-year review. And then last one, number 5, updated IPCRF development plan from phase 2. So, yung ginawa nating development plan during the phase 2, i-update natin yon at the end of the school year, just before the submission of our IPCRF, at para makita natin kung nagkaroon ng improvement yung ating development plan from the phase 2 hanggang sa until the submission of the IPCRF. So for this objective, we will be rated into 3. That's a quality, efficiency, and timeliness. Unahin muna natin ang quality. Paano tayo magkakaroon ng quality? Magkakaroon tayo lang ng 1 point for the quality kung wala tayong maging attachment. We're going to have 2 points if we were able to accomplish the ESAT at the beginning of the school year as evidence by MOV1. So, na-accomplish natin yung ESAT, tapos nagkaroon tayo ng certification, hanggang dun lang ang nagawa natin, we'll get 2 points. Then, we'll get 3 points kung after we accomplish the ESAT and we got the certification, nakapagawa tayo ng IPCRF development plan during the phase 2. Okay, so we'll get 3 points. Now, we will get 4 points if we were able to discuss progress on professional development goals with the rater during the major review as evidenced by MOB4. So, tayo bilang rater, meron din tayong rater, si school head, di ba? So, nagkaroon tayo ng major review with our rater at yun ang magiging attachment natin to get 4 points are very satisfactory. Then, we will get outstanding if we were able to update our professional development plan from the phase 2 of the RPMS cycle. Okay? For the efficiency, magkakaroon tayo ng outstanding pag nakapag-submit tayo ng any of the 4. Okay? 4 dyan. Nakapag-submit tayo, we'll get 5 points. 3 lang, 4 points. 2 lang, 3 points. 1 lang, 2 points. Pag wala, 1 point. For the timeliness, dito na tayo magkakatalo-talo. Makakakuha lang tayo na outstanding if we have submitted all if all MOV submitted were accomplished within the prescribed RPMS phase, okay? So, yung ESAT, kailangan yan nasa phase 1. Ano? Yun yung una nating activity sa RPMS cycle, makapag-accomplish ng ESAT. So, kailangan magkaroon na tayo ng certification. Ang problema, lumabas si guidelines ay February 3. So, that's already almost third quarter na. Nasa phase 3 na yun. So, kahit magkaroon tayo ngayon ng certification, valid ba siya as accomplished within the prescribed RPMS phase? Depende po sa inyong magiging local arrangement. Wala pong nabanggit sa ating mature guidelines na hindi kayo pwedeng magkaroon ng 5 points for this kasi linabas ko ang guidelines ng third quarter na. Wala din pong sinabi na you can decide for yourself kung papayagan yung magkaroon ng 5 points. So, it will be all up to you and your local arrangement in the school. Ano po? Kung paano nyo to susolusyonan. I guess, we don't deserve to get lower score for this kasi hindi sa atin nanggaling yung fault. In fact, up to this point, wala pa tayong ESAT. Wala pang linalabas si DepEd na ESAT. Please comment down below kung sa division nyo may ESAT na kasi sa amin wala pa. Ano? So, paano tayo makaka-accomplish in the prescribed RPMS phase kung wala pa tayong mga template? So, it will be up to you. So, makakakuha tayo ng 4 points kung 3 lang dyan ang nagawa natin, ang na-accomplish natin within the prescribed RPMS phase. Kung 2 lang dyan ang nagawa natin, most probably din lang tayo magfo-fall eh. Kung magiging very technical tayo ha, kasi yung mid-year review, actually isa lang, yung updated IPCRF development plan. Kasi ang mid-year review, kailangan in the middle of school year. Eh lumabas yung guidelines in the middle of school year. Magka-classroom observation pa sila teachers. So it will take a month bago tayo magkaroon ng ng mid-year review. Pinaka-earliest niyan, a month bago tayo magkaroon ng mid-year review. So wala na rin yun sa prescribed RPMS phase. So ang magkakaroon lang tayo, ang masisigurado lang natin na maa-accomplish natin within the prescribed RPMS phase is yung updated IPCR FDP from phase 2. Kasi ito gagawin natin before the submission of the IPCRF. So yan, masisigurado natin that it will be accomplished within the prescribed RPMS phase. So ibig sabihin, 2 points lang tayo dito sa timeliness. Eh hindi naman natin, it is not our fault na these guidelines came out a little bit late. Diba? Wala sa atin ang diferensya. Kasi kung dumating to na mas maaga, I'm sure ma-accomplish natin lahat to within the prescribed RPMS phase. Anyway, it will depend on your local arrangement. And we'll get 1 point kung wala tayong na-submit na MOVs. Or if all of the MOVs were accomplished beyond the prescribed RPMS phase. Okay? So, for this objective number 14 sa first quarter, ang ating attachment is the certification from the ICT coordinator or school head or focal person in charge of the ESAT. So, manghihingi tayo ng certification from the ICT coordinator or school head ng certification which proves that we have accomplished the ESAT already. So, ang tanong ngayon, paano tayo kukuha ng certification kay ICT coordinator or whoever person in charge kung wala pa tayong na-accomplish na ESAT? Kasi wala pa namang bumababa na ESAT, diba? So, because teachers are resourceful, we are expected to come out with a solution. So, ang naging solution ko po for this is to create a self-assessment tool based on the template or the design in the previous years and using the indicators for this school year. So, gumawa po ako ng SAT. Pwede po natin gamitin yan. I-accomplish natin yan at ipakita natin kay ICT coordinator or whoever person in charge para mabigyan tayo ng certificate. So dahil nga, they are expecting that teachers are resourceful, panindigan na natin to. Otherwise, kailangan kasi natin ng self-assessment tool. Bukod para sa certification na to, aside from that, we need the self-assessment tool para makagawa tayo ng ating IPCRF development plan. So kung wala tayong SAT, wala tayo nitong certification at wala tayo ng IPCRF development plan at wala din tayong i-update na development plan at the end of the school year. So we need to do this dahil dyan, nag-create tayo ng ating self-assessment tool. By the way, this is just a self-made self-assessment tool for master teachers. Ginawa ko lang po ito base sa design ng previous self-assessment tool natin, and I incorporated the 15 objectives of our new guidelines for RPMS. So ito po, I have a soft copy. I can share it with you kung kailangan nyo. You know how to request for template, okay? So pwede ko po itong i-share sa inyo para meron kayong pag-umpisahan ng inyong self-assessment tool para makakuha na kayo ng certification at the same time makagawa na tayo ng ating IPCRF development plan. So this is our SAT RPMS for Master Teacher 1 to 4 for this school year. So this is part 1, the demographic profile. So i-highlight lang natin yung answer natin sa bawat numbers. And then we have part 2, the objectives ng ating RPMS tool. So meron tayo dyang 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the plus factor, 5 KRA and the plus factor. So, ito na po yung ating from the multi-year guidelines na mga objectives. Ano po? Na-edit ko na po yan. And then we also have the part 3, the core behavioral competencies. So, ito na, meron na tayo ditong SAT, and I was able to answer the self-assessment tool. Kaya, pwede na yung i-present. Pag nakakuha na kayo nito, ipiprint nyo lang po at saka nyo sasagutan yung ating SAT or self-assessment tool. Tapos, ipipresent na natin to sa kay ICT coordinator or whoever is the focal person for SAT para makakuha na tayo ng certificate. Okay? So, with that, meron na tayong certificate and that will be our attachments, the certification from the ICT. Next one, we'll also have the IPCRF development plan for phase 2. Ito yung initial na IPCRF development plan natin. Okay? So, initially, during the phase 2, kailangan natin gumawa ng IPCRF development plan, which is based from our self-assessment tool as well. Alam na natin kung paano sagutan or paano i-accomplish ang ating IPCRF development plan. Ano? So, there are 6 columns for IPCRF development plan. Yung ating strength, actually, there are 2 parts. Letter A is a functional competencies. Ito yung galing dun sa ating RPMS tool, objectives 1 to 15. Tapos yung letter B naman is the core behavioral competencies. Ito yung nasa part 3 ng ating self-assessment tool. So there are 6 columns. The first column is the strength. Saan natin kukunin yung ilalagay natin sa strength? Depende po sa ating naging sagot sa ating self-assessment tool. Usually, the strength is that objective, yung objective po na nakakuha tayo ng pinakamataas na level of capability. So, for each objective, i-rate po natin sila kung gaano kataas ang level of capability, kung gaano ang kakayahan natin for each objective. So, those that got the highest level of capability will go to our strength column. Yung development needs naman, ito naman yung mga objective sa ating self-assessment tool that needs priority. Ito yung mga priority areas to be addressed. Aling objective ang nakakuha ng pinakamababang rate dun sa priority areas to be addressed. Yung nakakuha ng low, kung walang low, the highest pala. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. Yung pinakamataas sa priority areas to be addressed. Yung nakakuha ng very high, ibig sabihin, kailangan nating i-prioritize at i-address tong area na to. So, for the third and fourth column of the development plan, ito yun naman yung para sa ating action plan. So, we need to put in our learning objectives. Ano yung magiging objective natin in order to address, para masolusyonan yung development needs natin, yung nasa column 2. And then, we also have to put intervention. So, what activities are we supposed to do para ma-address yung development needs natin? And then, the timeline, kailan to dapat maganap, and then the resources needed. Okay? So, that will be our development plan. This IPCRF development plan, which happens during the phase 3, usually, okay lang po kung marami tayong development needs. That's common. That's ordinary. Kasi nga, nasa umpisa pa lang tayo di ba? Bago pa lang natin iniintindi at inuunawa lahat nitong mga indicators na to. So, it is just right or okay lang naman na marami pa tayong development needs. Kaya nga, meron tayong updated development plan during the end of the school year para makita if there are development. Kung nagkaroon ba ng development. Okay? So, this is our IPCRF development plan for the phase 2. Next one is the performance monitoring and coaching form. Pwede tayong maglagay ng ating pwede tayong maglagay ng ating mid-year review form kasi nag-mid-year review naman tayo with our rater. Yun, pwede natin i-attach yun yung ating mid-year review form. Or, pwede ka rin namang maglagay ng PMCF. This is based on the mid-year review that you did with your ratees naman. Diba? Kasi ikaw ang nag-monitor at nag-coach sa kanila. So, I decided to attach here performance monitoring and coaching form that dapat ginawa ng rater with their ratees. Ano? So, it's either your PMCF with your ratees or your mid-year review form with your rater. Kahit ano po doon, okay lang. What is important is we will be able to update the IPCRF development plan that we did from phase 2. Ito yung magbibigay sa atin ng 5 points for the quality. Pag na-update natin yung ginawa nating development plan during the phase 2, ibig sabihin, na-improve natin yung ating goals and professional development. Na-improve natin. So that will give us 5 points for the quality. So, yan po ang ating mga attachment for objective number 14. So, for our IPCRF rating computation, para sa quality, makakakuha tayo ng 5 because we were able to update the professional development goals during phase 2 as evidenced by our updated IPCRF FTP. For efficiency, makakakuha tayo ng 5 points kung nakapag-attach tayo ng any 4 of the 5 required MOVs. So, 5 points na yon. And for the, yung last po ay timeliness. Hindi ko nabago. So, for the timeliness, makakuha tayo ng 5 points. Ito medyo questionable pa kasi we have to accomplish those documents within the prescribed RPMS phase. So, it depends on your local arrangement kung i-approve nyo to that the things were accomplished during the prescribed RPMS phase, considering po na late na nga bumaba ang ating multi-year guidelines, okay? So, it will be up to you. So, we're moving to the last objective, perform various related works activities that contribute to the teaching learning process. Ito, alam na natin lahat to kasi lagi naman tong kasama sa ating mga RPMS every year. Hindi to nag-a-absent. So, we can attach any proof that the master teacher serve as facilitator or speaker, serve as demonstration teacher, serve as a member of the technical working group, serve as OIC in the absence of the principal, represented the principal in meetings and conference, observed classes of teachers 1 to 3, assisted the school selection committee in the evaluation of credentials when hiring or promoting teachers, serve in a committee, serve as advisor to co-curricular activities, serve as coordinator, chairperson, authored, contributed to a book or journal, coach and mentored learners in competitions, mentored pre-service or in-service teachers, conducted research within the waiting period, or others, just please specify. Kailangan lang natin ng 4 from this proof of our various related works. Pero dapat lalagyan natin ang bawat isang attachment natin ng annotation contributed to the teaching learning process. So for this objective, we will be rated according to the quality, efficiency, and timeliness. Umpisahan natin sa timeliness. So sa timeliness, makakakuha tayo ng 5 points kung makakapag-attach tayo ng MOVs that were distributed across 4 quarters. Kailangan po naganap siya sa kada quarter. For example, 5 dito or 7 dito sa means of verification, meron tayo. Kaso it all happened during the first quarter. Lahat yun nasa first quarter. Isa lang po doon ang pwede natin gamitin kasi isa lang po per quarter ang dapat nating i-attach. So, dapat kada quarter meron tayong nagagampanan na various related works or activities. So, kung ang ating various related works or activities is just for 3 quarters, then that's just 4 points. 3 points kung ito ay across 2 quarters lang, and 2 points kung sa isang quarter lang naganap, kahit ilan pa yan. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. For the efficiency, kailangan yung submitted MOV natin details the achieved positive contribution to the teaching learning process as evidenced by the annotation provided. So, importante na bawat attachment natin may annotation at napaka-importante na sa annotation, maidedetalye natin kung ano ba ang positive contribution na na-achieve natin, na nagawa natin, na nakuha natin out of doing or performing these related works or activities. Idedetalye natin ano yung mga na-achieve natin na positive contribution to the teaching learning process. Then we get 5 points. Makakakuha tayo ng 4 points if we submitted the MOV or the annotation that we added details the perceived positive contribution to the teaching learning process. Kumbaga, sasabihin lang natin, sa ginawa ko na to, maaaring magkaroon ng ganito or this will lead to this thing, to this result. So, piniperceive lang natin kung ano yung pwedeng positive contribution, pero hindi pa natin na-achieve. Okay? We will get 3 points if the submitted MOV that shows reasonable interlap with the actual teaching learning process. So, dun sa ating annotation, na ipakita lang natin how the activity that we did interlaps with the actual teaching learning process. Ano yung kaugnayan nito sa teaching learning process? Parang ganun lang. So, we'll get 2 points if we submitted MOV that shows considerable overlap with, hence significantly affecting the performance of the actual teaching learning. Sasabihin lang natin na maaari itong maka-affect sa teaching learning process. So, ganun lang ang naging annotation natin. So, that's only 2 points. And 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. For the quality, makakuha tayo ng 5 points. Sabi ko nga kanina, pag ang ating attachment is something that we did beyond the school, district, division, community, sa labas ng school, yung ating ginampanan na various related works or activities, that is 5 points. We'll get 4 points if this is within the school, school-wide, sa kabuuan ng paaralan, yung ating ginampanan na various related works. Then that is 4 points. 3 points if it is within the learning area o dun lang sa department natin yung ginawa nating various related works. That's 3 points. And 2 points lang if this is just within our class. Okay? Sa klase lang natin. So that's only 2 points. And then 1 point if no acceptable evidence was shown. So for this objective, I attach for the first quarter, serve as coordinator or chairperson. Kasi yung designation naman natin as coordinator or chairperson or other designation, ito binibigay ito during the first quarter, di ba? And this will apply for the school year. So, ayan yung designation signed by the school head, and then kinonform mo bilang ikaw yung designated Then you put in an annotation. Itong iyong ginampanan na as coordinator or chairperson, ano ang nakuha mo? What is achieve learning and teaching and learning process? Ano yung naging na-achieve natin na resulta or effect the teaching learning process nitong activity na to na ginawa mo. For the second quarter, I attach here a certificate that I serve as facilitator or speaker. Okay, so nagkaroon kayo ng inset. So, nag-serve ka as resource speaker. So, meron kang certificate. So, gagawan mo yun ng annotation kung ano ang na-achieve na positive impact ng iyong ginawang pag-resource speaker sa teaching learning process. Okay? So, i-detalye mo kung ano yung na-achieve mong positive impact. Okay? And then, for the third quarter, nag-attach ako ng evidences that I observe classes of teachers 1 to 3. Ito naman talaga ay ginagampanan natin bilang master teachers, okay? So, ito po ay nag-observe tayo, especially during the classroom observation para sa RPMS. So, mag-attach lang tayo ng picture ng ating pag-observe sa teachers or kaya yung ating pre-con or post-con. Pwede rin tayo mag-attach ng pictures ng rating sheet na na-accomplish natin because of this observation. So, yun pong evidences that we observe classes of teachers 1 to 3. Tapos lalagyan natin yung annotation. Ay didetalye natin ano ang na-achieve natin na positive contribution nitong ginawa natin na to sa teaching learning process. Okay? And then, for the fourth quarter, I attach here the certification of being a coach or mentor of students who joined division competition. Diba? Yung Festival of Talents. I'm sure nagkaroon na ng mga Festival of Talents nito mga nakaraang weeks. So, pwede natin yung isama kung if we have been a coach. Kasi, pagka division, district division, that's outside the school or the community learning center, 5 points na yun sa quality. Kailangan lang maidetalye natin ano ang achieve positive contribution ito sa teaching learning process itong ginawa natin para magkaroon tayo ng 5 points sa efficiency. I would like to remind you na itong mga attachment ko na to ay hindi po, example ko lang po ito. Ginawa ko lang po itong mga example para mapakita sa inyo yung mga iba't ibang attachment na pwede nating ilagay. Hindi po ito totoo. Kasi number one, hindi pa po ako master teacher. Hindi po ako master teacher. So wala akong may attach dito ng mga attachment for master teacher. So gumawa lang po ako ng mga example. Okay? Para maging guide natin sa paggawa ng ating RPMS. So, with that, ang ating RPMS rating computation for objective 15. So, ayan na, makakuha tayo ng 5 points for the quality kasi may ginawa tayong activity beyond the school or the community learning center. So, that's 5 points for the quality. Makakuha tayo ng 5 points for efficiency because we submitted MOV. Nagkaroon tayo ng annotation that details the achieved positive contribution to the teaching learning process nung activity na ginawa natin. And 5 points for timeliness kasi nakapag-attach tayo ng isang MOV for each of the 4 quarters in the school year. With that, we are now ready to attach our MOV sa ating RPMS portfolio. So, this is our objective 13. So, meron na tayo ditong inattach na natin yung ating MOVs for objective 13 at nagkaroon na rin tayo dyan ng annotation. Sa annotation, ipapaliwanag lang natin kung anong points o ilang points ang nakuha natin sa IPCRF rating. We don't have to explain the attachment that we posted there. Kasi pinapaliwanag na naman yan during the mid-year review. And then we also have our attachment for the objective 14 and objective 15, which is the plus factor with the annotation. So, kompleto ng ating RPMS portfolio. Abangan nyo na ang paglabas ng ating completed RPMS portfolio for highly proficient teachers. With that, we'll go to the encoding of our IPCRF. So, IPCRF encoding, ayan na, meron na tayong halos kompleto na. We'll just add our score for Objectives 13, 5 points for the quality and timeliness. Sa ating Objective 14, 5 points each for the quality, efficiency, and timeliness. Ganon din naman sa Objective 15. So, kompleto na natin ang ating encoding sheet that will appear in our Part 1 ng ating IPCRF, ayan na. And then, that will also appear sa ating summary sheet. Ayan. So, buo na yung ating summary sheet. Okay, so that's it for our Objective 13, 14, and 15. At yan na po ang kabuuan ng ating video for today for Objective 13, 14, and 15. Sana po ay may napulot na naman kayong kaalaman kung paano buuhin ang ating RPMS portfolio, especially for the highly proficient teachers o yung ating mga master teachers. Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Lahat po ng template, lahat po ng attachment, MOVs na ginamit ko po dito sa mga objectives na to, from Objective 1 to 15 as an example, ay pwede nyo pong ma-request, pwede po kayong maka-avail. All you need to do is to subscribe to the channel and then take a screenshot of your subscription. Dapat po makikita yung inyong subscription. Tapos, i-message nyo po ako sa ating FB page. Ayan po ang ating FB page. I-message nyo po ako ha. Pwede po kayong mag-comment dun sa ating mga post, pero hindi po ako usually nakaka-respond doon. Tsaka hindi po tayo pwede mag-send ng files dun sa mga comment. So kung manghihingi po kayo, magre-request po kayo ng inyong ng file or any template, i-message nyo po ako dun sa ating FB page. Send your screenshot in the message at saka kung ano po ang nire-request nyo. Kung pwede lang po, paki-mention nyo po yung name. Kasi binabanggit ko naman dito yung mga name ng mga template. Huwag nyo na po akong paghulain kung anong kailangan nyo. Yung iba kasi sinasabi, ma'am, lahat po ng template sa Objective 2, Objective 8, yung mga ganon, hahanapin ko pa. Pero pag sinabi nyo na yung name, automatic, masasend ko agad sa inyo. Hindi na tayo magtatagal. Ano po? So that is how you can request for any template po na kakailanganin nyo. As an example po, para mabuo nyo ang inyong RPMS portfolio. Yung ating completed RPMS portfolio for highly proficient teachers ay ilalabas po natin sa ating next video. Doon po natin babanggitin kung paano kayo makaka-avail ng complete RPMS portfolio for highly proficient teachers with all the MOVs and annotations na nailagay po natin. So watch out for that video. Thank you again. Ulitin ko lang po, please hit that like button kung nagustuhan nyo itong ating video. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell to bell all para lagi po kayong updated sa ating mga videos. That's it for today. Thank you so much. God bless you and let's always be a blessing to everyone. Bye-bye!